All right, I'm going to show you some arpeggios. Key of A. We'll start the low A note. This will be a dominant 7th arpeggio, so it's like an A7 chord. So start out there, and we'll actually start out a whole step below that, since the dominant 7th is a whole step below the 1. So start here. So that is the whole arpeggio, all the notes in that dominant 7th chord. Okay, so you want to get that under your fingers, what all the notes are. G, A, C sharp, E, whatever, G, A, C sharp, E, G, A. So now we'll do like a ascending kind of a repeating pattern where we'll start out on this low G and slide up. Screwed that up. So every time we'll do that many notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll go repeat that pattern starting on the 2nd note. So it'll be like, the next one starts here, and the next one will start here. So that's the pattern. It's going to go. You can do that backwards too. You can do it so just to practice your picking patterns, up down picking. You can do so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the count goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So something like that that's where we started on the downbeat. Maybe we can also do 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a different way where we started and 1, 2, and so on, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit of sense. So that's the dominant 7th arpeggio. Now we're going to do the major 7th arpeggio. That's this chord. That's where you take, instead of the dominant 7th would be, there's a G in it, major 7th has a G sharp. So that's going to change. Basically, we'll do the exact same thing we did, but every time instead of playing a G, we'll play a G sharp. So the first note in that pattern will be right there. So it's going to be, there's a little bit of tricky finger movements in this, so I'll do it slowly. That was wrong. Backwards. Oops. Major 7. that same kind of thing, you can start that arpeggio on the downbeat, or you can start with a lead-in note just to practice different timing of the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I screwed that up. And the next way would be to do start on the downbeat. So this would be pickup note. And 1. Okay, so those are the examples of the basic arpeggios. Other things you can do are practice those same things in different positions, different chord shapes, over different chords. And you can also try changing positions in the middle, like this. Here, I'll do the dominant 7 A arpeggio. So you can see there's different places around the instrument to play those things. Some might be easier than others. Fingering can get pretty awkward. All right, so other chords. Just give you a quick example of some other chords that we can do, and I'll run you through a little 3-chord progression that you can make use of all this. Try to put it into practice. So if we were playing out of a D chord, do it open or starting on the D note, which is right next to the A that we started on before. So right just one string away. And so the D dominant 7th arpeggio would be like, hit that C. The D major 7 arpeggio would be like this. Nope, not like that. That note. So we just ended up here, which is the same shape as the A we started with. So you could do the same thing all the way up here if you wanted. It's harder on an acoustic. Like. Okay. Same thing for an E chord. It's like 7th fret, bar chord, E. Just playing this for now. You can go dominant 7th arpeggio goes. That note. So a way a chord progression might work for kind of a bluesy song that's got a D D and an E, I'll just do a little simple chord progression where I'll play those arpeggios over. So the first arpeggio I'll do for the A would be the dominant 7th A. That kind of sound. And then for the D, oh, I'm sorry, that was the wrong one. The dominant 7th, it'll be more of a bluesy chord. Now for the D, I'm going to play the major 7. And now for the E, I'll do the dominant 7. And then back to the A. There's Ruby. All right, so I'll try to do this successfully. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, that was totally incoherent. Now for the D. Now for the E. And back to the A. Maybe to make it a little more sense, we can start on the A note instead of doing that little lead-in note. So that's all A, and then here's the D with the major 7. And now the E. So I'm kind of mixing up the notes. I'm not playing the arpeggios perfectly here. And that is not on purpose. But eventually that's what you'd want to be able to do, is just get familiar with where the notes are in those arpeggios and use them in your improvisation. That's always a cool thing to do. So it makes it easier to play that actually if you do that little slide for this. And then back to the A. Try to do that whole thing again. Okay, try to do that again. Wrong ending. So I just accidentally introduced the concept of accidentals. Sort of like that slide we were doing on the E chord. Do the same thing on the A chord. Either a slide up to that C sharp or hammer on. Try this. Try this bar bar like it would be A position, but up at the C. Just play those fretted strings, and then hammer on to the C major, C sharp. It's always fun to do stuff like that. You're kind of up picking like this. You can get pretty sloppy on it. All right, there you go.